Hello, Miami, and welcome to 305 Sports. Now, I am your host, Will. And before I begin, and please subscribe, like, and share this channel as we want to continue to bring you such wonderful content. And we thank you very much for your support. But what a fantastic day to be a Canes fan, all right? Sources were right. All right, Malik Bryant. Malik Bryant is officially a Miami Hurricane. All right. So Charlie Strong did close the deal, and we have ourselves a very stud linebacker out of Jones High School, Orlando Jones High School, out of the city of Orlando, one of the top linebackers in the country. I mean, I've talked at nauseum about what a great find Malik Bryant is going to be and how this linebacker core is really going to develop under the tutelage of linebackers head coach Charlie Crist, defensive coordinator Charlie Strong, all right, and defensive coordinator Kevin Steele in the next upcoming years as the linebacking core of Raul Aguirre, or I get it the way I like to say it, Raul Aguirre, Wesley Bassain, and now Malik Bryant is going to pretty much lead the pack for the next few seasons for the Miami Hurricanes. And of course, we can't forget guys like Chase Smith as well, will put in the work as well, and so on. So we're gonna see great things from this wonderful Hurricane class, all right, that's set to jump into 247 Sports. It is unbelievable the amount of recruiting and successful recruiting Mario Cristobal has done for this football team. All right, it is amazing because of the fact that this guy, that one of the questions they had early about him is him in space. All right, well, he doesn't have to cover guys. All right. He really doesn't have to cover guys. He could just basically, like I said, cover the running back out in the flats, which I think is something he could do. We've seen it in video, and kill receivers, or sorry, not kill, but knock out receivers and during bubble screens and so on, and also setting his edges. So Miami's got a great find. All right. It's got a great find, a great player, and he's already built for college football. Once again, he's 6'3", 235 pounds, only gonna get stronger. Remember, this is just his junior year that just passed. He's about to play his senior year in Orlando. All right. So the sky's the limit for this kid. Very, 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 very good job by Charlie Strong. And congratulations to Mario Cristobal once again in sealing the deal and taking away another player from an SEC team. He was never going to go to Florida, right? I think it was just what I heard is logistics. Oh, the only reason why he even postponed his commitment, but he was Canes all the way through and through. Okay, so that's one. So again, congrats Miami Hurricanes, congrats Coach Mario Cristobal, congrats Coach Charlie Strong, congrats Kevin Steele. All right, defensive coordinator. We as Canes fans are ecstatic at the fact that we see a foundation being built by this football team, and that this program is set to grow because the resources that the university is putting in to make sure this program is successful. If this football program is successful, all right, the university is successful because athletics do bring in money. Okay, and there's no greater athletic moneymaker than football. All right, so football is king, especially in South Florida, and Miami is the king of the state of Florida. Undeniably so. They have much better talent at the moment than Florida State, and they have much better talent than Florida, and they're recruiting better than those two schools. All right. So we'll see. Right. You have to play it on the field, but the bottom line is it looks really good, and this coaching staff has a reputation for developing players. So you cannot deny that. All right. So we got Malik Bryant. So what is next for the Canes? Now, Mario Cristobal said that there's a wave that's coming in. All right. There's a wave. So we don't know what he's necessarily meaning, but we think he knows a little bit more that he knows who else is coming. All right. And I'm going to talk about a few players. I'm going to show you some highlights. I like to do that. I like to not just speak, but also entertain you guys out there in the 305. But I want to talk about a few players, some of the players you've heard of, some of the players you may have not heard of. All right. And I want to give my analysis of them as well. All right, so Andy Jean. Okay, Andy Jean at one point his sophomore year was a Hurricane commit. He decommitted, but he made Miami, pretty much still a team that he's looking at. Right, Andy Jean is probably one of the best route runners in this recruiting class, especially if he becomes a Cane. All right, so he's the type of guy that he's very shifty. You play him in a slot. You can also play him out wide, right, as well. He can catch a deep ball. He can beat any guy. He's got pretty good speed. He can beat any guy, and so on out in space. So Andy Jean would be a great find for Mario Cristobal if he could seal that deal. At 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, he's only going to get bigger, only going to get stronger. All right, so we have to get him to recommit. Not uncommon that guys change their minds. Okay, like when he committed, he was probably about 15, 16 years old. So he probably just wanted to weigh his options and see what other schools had to offer. But I do believe at the end of the day, Andy Jean will be a Miami Hurricane. Right, the interest is there. He's a Florida boy, Miami boy through and through. So I think that we will see Andy Jean in a Canes uniform for 2023. All right. So that being said, another wide receiver has emerged. Okay, has emerged. Actually, before I go into William Foles, I do want to say that Florida and Texas A&M are creeping up. I'm not so concerned about Florida, all right, but I am concerned about Texas A&M because Texas A&M is building something. Okay, they had the top recruiting class in 2022. Jimbo Fisher is a very good recruiter, and they have a lot of NIL money. All right, so that's something to watch out for. I'm not afraid of the Gators. Okay, Billy Napier has really struggled recruiting against Mario Cristobal, and we'll get into a little bit more of that later on in the show. But I do have a concern about Texas A&M. All right, I think that's the one school that is a threat to Miami just because of the money that's in that school. And Jimbo Fisher is also a relentless recruiter, as is Mario Cristobal. Okay, so Will Foles, okay? Will Foles has emerged as a top receiver in the state of Florida. Will Foles listed at 6'2", 195 pounds. Last season had 36 receptions his junior year, 807 yards and 9 touchdowns. He's a pretty deep threat. In the video that you could see, he is seen running away from his defenders. Okay, so this is a guy that could stretch the field for the Canes. And he's a guy also that is also good in space. A very tough cover for corners because of his size, his speed, and his athleticism. So he's a guy to watch out for, and he's leaning heavily towards Miami. All right, so that's something that to watch for in the next coming weeks. That Will Foles, or even sooner than that, Will Foles or William Foles will commit to the University of Miami. Now, going into the defensive department, okay, there's been a wonder about this kid, why he hasn't committed yet. We don't know why. He was supposed to commit last week on Wednesday. We thought he was going to commit Saturday, and apparently he hasn't yet committed, but he should be committing real soon, is Jaden Bonsu. Jaden Bonsu, the tough safety out of New Jersey. All right, a tremendous ball hawk at 6'1", 210 pounds. All right, last season, his junior year, had a total of 62 tackles, 42 of them being solo, with 2 picks and 2 sacks. He's on film. He is a hard hitter. Okay, ball hawk, great field awareness, easy to coach. He's been said it's easy to coach, so he could benefit greatly from Jamel Adai and his coaching ability. All right, so I think that that Miami is still in great shape for Jaden Bonsu. I do think that Jaden Bonsu will be a Miami Hurricane once again real soon. But this, again, a nice backfield of defense when you got guys like James Williams, Cam Kitchens, then you have also Avante Williams, and now you're going to bring in Jaden Bonsu as well. All right, and now this guy I think is a special player. Why? Because he's Kane legacy, and that guy's name is Ruben Bain. Okay, Ruben Bain, a very ferocious defensive end. His junior year, right? His junior year, he finished the season with 19.5 sacks for Central High. Central plays some heavy duty competition. All right, so the fact that he got 19.5 sacks says a lot about his ability. Okay, again, great pedigree, great football pedigree as well. Heavily recruited by the University of Miami, probably going to be a Cane. I don't see any school actually threatening that at the moment that I've looked at. But I do think that Ruben Bain will be a Miami Hurricane. Just it's only when he's going to commit. But his 19.5 sacks, okay, I think 25 or 26 total for his high school career. All right, bring a lot more depth into the defensive line department. Also at the edge position. He's a pretty big kid, right? He's a pretty big kid. So I wonder if they may, when he's older, if they may try him out as a D lineman. Okay, they may shift him from edge because Miami's loaded with a lot of edge rushers. Okay, you have Najee Kelly. Okay, you have Cyrus Moss, right, as well. Okay, so I'm wondering if they may try him in the future. I'm just talking here. I'm not saying that he's going to be that, but I just wonder if they may try him out as a defensive lineman when he's older because of the depth they have at defensive end. still a great defensive end as well. He's very, very quick with his hands, has good field awareness, could set the edges and stopping the run. But he's old, but he makes a beeline for the quarterback. And we all know that the Kevin Steele defense is going to be very aggressive and is going to be, very fluid, in terms of mixing, coverage with, with pressure, and so on. So we're gonna see an SEC style defense, okay, with this Miami Hurricanes team, and I think Ruben Bain will benefit greatly from it. All right. So now moving forward to from Ruben Bain. Before I speak about my last guy, all right, my last potential Miami Hurricane signee, I do want to talk about the whole Florida versus Miami thing. I was quick to mention the previous podcast that I was a bit concerned about Florida, only because Florida, in terms of its facilities and its university-like atmosphere, may be attractive to Malik Bryant. And I still think that the University of Florida is an attractive destination for some players, not all players, but some players, because of that atmosphere. I still believe Florida is a mess. I do believe Billy Napier has a lot to clean up in terms of player personnel and in terms of the culture within that locker room. But at least the Gators this time recruited a guy that takes recruiting very serious. I'm sorry, hired a guy who takes recruiting very seriously and not and just just let things go, say la vie, per se, like Dan Mullen did. But Mario Cristobal has kicked the crap out of Billy Napier. I mean, really badly. Okay. Billy Napier's has taken an 0 for 4, to Mario. Mario's 4-0, 4-0 against Billy Napier. He's basically taken whatever recruits he's wanted from Billy. All right, and it's about to be 5-0 because 6'6", 330-pound offensive interior lineman from Ocala, Florida, Tommy Kinsler, is scheduled to make an announcement next weekend. He's going to pick the Canes. All right, Crystal Balls have him going all the way to Miami. All right, so I think Billy's going to take another L from the U. All right, from the U. So they'll lose some battles, and Florida will get some eventually. It's just the way the nature of the game works, and it's also the interest of the kid if he wants to stay home or if he wants to pursue, going to a different city or a different state. But Billy Napier is getting slaughtered by Mario Cristobal. He must have nightmares of Mario Cristobal in his sleep because he's just getting his tail whooped by the big bad former O lineman from the U. All right, so that's just a little bit about Tommy Kinsler and interior lineman and Antonio Tripp and Francis Malagua and so on, and and Tinalau. They're all in. Okay, they're all in. And then you have Zion Nelson, who could finally be a potential first round pick this year for the Canes, and with the coaching that he's going to get, more than likely he will be a top 10 pick, depending how he plays though, and if he stays healthy in the NFL draft next season. So we'll see. All right, but Billy Napier is having a nightmare of a time with head coach Mario Cristobal, and it might get worse because 5-star safety Cormani McClain has listed Miami as a favorite now, as a potential favorite. He's still listed to go to Florida, and based upon being in Lakeland, I don't see how I don't see how Florida could lose the battle, being the fact that he's in Lakeland, Florida. Yeah, Lakeland's a small city, but they produce some really good football teams, throughout the years, and some state championship winners or state championships runner-up. All right, but Lakeland is a powerhouse, and Cormani McClain does not disappoint. All right, Cormani McClain listed at 6'2", 175 pounds. That's 15 career interceptions for Lakeland. All right, 15 interceptions. All right, and not only is Florida there, but Alabama is also there as well, as Travaris Robinson is trying to bring that safety over to the Crimson Tide. So, but Miami's also one of his teams, and so the question is, can Miami flip another kid from an SEC school and get him to go to the ACC? That's the question. All right, and that's something that we will find out real soon. I don't know when Cormani plans to commit. All right, but to make a long story short, Miami's not out of the woods yet. I mean, they could still make a push for this kid. All right, and Florida must be biting their nails because they could lose another kid to the Canes. They lost Trevante Citizen. Okay, they lost Malik Bryant if they even had him, but nonetheless, they lost Malik Bryant as well. They're about to lose Tommy Kinsler, okay, as well to the U. So I think Billy Napier is really must have a dartboard with Mario Cristobal's face on it at the moment, because he keeps losing to the Miami Hurricanes head coach, former Oregon Ducks head coach and former FIU head coach as well. Just got to give Cristobal's resume because he's just been a flat out beast. All right. He's been a flat out beast in recruiting, coaching, and player development. All right, guys. If you like what you heard, that's it for me. If you like what you heard, please give a like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel so we can keep giving you such wonderful content. Once again, I am Will. This is 305 Sports Now. Please be safe and God bless. See you soon. And go Canes.